Hey guys, welcome back to another video here where I rant about random things, teach you some things, talk about some things, you know the deal. If you're new around here, make sure to obviously hit that subscribe button as it supports me with, trying to raise money for fire school right now because fire school is ridiculously expensive. If you want to hear me complain about that for like 30 minutes, or not 30 minutes, but like, a couple minutes, you can watch the other video that I made. But anyways, I'll stop rambling about random stuff here and talk about, some important things, because I feel like people love to live in the past, or they think about the future too much, and no one's really living in the present nowadays. And living in the present is so important because there's so much going on in the world right now. I don't blame a lot of you guys for not wanting to live in the present because there's a lot of, not only negativity in the world, but, not a lot of like good things happening in the world. Like, I hate to be like, negative on this channel, because that's not what this channel is. I will always and forever be positive on this channel, no matter what. I might talk about a lot of negative things, but I want to always, kind of show you guys the brighter side of things and not be so negative, because, no one wants to hear negative things. Well, I mean, actually, everyone likes negative things, unfortunately. And negativity seems to always get more attraction versus positivity. And this channel has always been kind of my try to, switch that to where you guys start caring more about, positive things instead of negative things, because negative things are very unhealthy for the brain to kind of, adapt to. But our brains love negativity and whatnot just because that's how we were born into a lot of negative stuff and whatnot. But like, I feel like with certain things, it's really hard to talk about certain things, because I don't ever want to get political on this channel, because political things, it's just nothing but toxicity around everything that's considered political, or anything in the category of political stuff is just always been so toxic to talk about. So I've always avoided politics, not because it's just toxic. I don't know a lot about politics because politics are freaking confusing. And all I know is there's always a bunch of old people who run the country. And I've never really understood that. It just never made sense to me that we don't put someone in there who isn't, grandpa who's 80 years old. It's never sat right with me. But that's all the political stuff that I'll even like mention on here. But with a lot of, negative stuff that happens nowadays, it's really hard to not talk about little things like that have to do with politics, because with everything going on right now, it's really hard to be positive, or like I said earlier, live in the present, because the present right now isn't the greatest. And I know, like, we all reminisce on the past of like when we were kids, or wanting to relive our childhood, because I know I do that all the time. I hate seeing nostalgic stuff because it reminds me of, all the stuff I experienced as a kid. And it was just, I feel like I viewed the world differently, seen the world differently. Heck, even the world smelt different. But see, that's the problem, is I'm living in the past instead of the present. And I miss out on, little things here and there that are very important or valuable, because at the end of the day, you're not going to live forever. Everybody dies, and it sucks that it's that way, and that, we're born to basically die eventually. But, every person on the planet has a purpose. They have some kind of, prophecy, or whatever you want to call it, to fulfill, whether that being, something small or something big. Everyone has their purpose in life. And that's why I always live by the motto, live every day like it's your last, because you never know what's going to happen to you. I mean, you could get hit by a car one day, or, a hurricane comes through your town and you die from something like that, or heck, even getting struck by a lightning, even though that's, 1 in a million chances of happening. But you can never predict that. You can never predict when you're going to die. And that's why it's really important to just live in the present and not think about the past, to a certain extent, or think about the future to a certain extent. Because I know a lot of us, Gen Z, always are trying to, outperform everybody, or try to do the most, and feel like we're always running out of time. And I feel like that we always miss out on life's most important things because we're so worried about trying to be better than everybody else. And social media has had just a ridiculous impact on how we think about things, and social media has always been toxic. I tried my best to stay away from it, but obviously I'm always going to be on it, and it sucks, but I try to look at the brighter side of things of social media and whatnot, and try not to focus on all the negative stuff that happens. And that's why I created this channel, because not just for like therapy and whatnot, because I made this channel originally for like things I should probably tell my therapist. It's always been kind of a idea of mine since I was pretty young. I used to make TikToks about it all the time, but I sometimes I freeze up and don't know what to talk about, or because like I do this all like raw. I don't read off a script, which honestly, reading off a script, like writing down all my thoughts on a piece of paper, would probably help me to where I don't have to pause a million times, and you guys aren't like, oh my gosh, what is this guy freaking talking about? He's just rambling on about random stuff all the time, and this and that. And I do that a lot on this channel, so you have to bear with me when it comes to stuff like that. But if you don't enjoy me talking, at least you have some cool Minecraft gameplay in the background to kind of occupy your brain while I ramble on about random things. And if you learn something in my video, that's mission accomplished. Or if you learn something about my Minecraft video, that's double mission accomplished. And my videos tend to go, like, I'll have a topic that I'll talk about, and they'll probably go different directions. I used to have a podcast with one of my friends, and we would have a topic to talk about, but it would always go a different direction, or we would talk about different things. And that's kind of the beauty of this channel, because I will have a topic for a video and I'll talk about it briefly, but then I'll talk about something else, and then it'll have nothing to do with the video. But all in all, I try to keep it in the same category of things on how I want to talk about things. And yeah, obviously, live in the present and not the past, not the future, none of that nonsense. Just, live your life, man. Don't, not do anything with it, or, just struggle to put yourself out there, or not do something because you're too scared to do it. Just go out there and do it. You only live once. You have one life, unless, reincarnation is a thing and you live multiple lives, but that's not a proven thing. So just think of it as you have one life, live that life, and don't waste it on, sitting around not doing something with your life, and just, ignoring, little things here and there. Just focus on the little things in life if there's not, a lot of great things happening in your life, because I've been there before. I've struggled a lot in life with a lot of bad things that have happened to me, but I've always seen the light at the end of the tunnel. And the way that I've done that is just to look at like the little things, like, oh, I saw this cool looking butterfly outside while I was walking. Something as small as that. Like, I know not to everyone, like, seeing a cool butterfly is, crazy, but, you just never know what you're gonna find out there. And, just kind of live life like, every day is your last, and, keep moving forward and pushing yourself to accomplish things you would never succeed in a day-to-day basis, just because you were too scared, or you're overthinking it, or you think that you're not going to accomplish it. Because believe me when I tell you this, you're going to accomplish anything that you put your mind to. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter how impossible it seems. You will accomplish it. You just have to stay consistent and push yourself to do good things. And when you do that, good things always come. Now, is it going to be difficult? Hell yeah, it is going to be the most difficult period of time, but you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you're going to pass whatever you're going to pass. Say it's, a test. You think you're going to fail that test, but at the end of the day, you're going to ace that test. Not because you know everything about it, but because you're confident in yourself. You're going to go into that test like, yeah, I'm going to pass this, man. And even if you do fail it, you're going to take it again. And you're going to pass it the second time, or the third time, or as many times as you need. Never give up. Like Nick at 30 says, never back down, never what? Now I know that's a stupid thing to say, and obviously a horrible motto to go by, but just never give up. And I'm pretty sure I even said it wrong, but it's okay. But believe me when I tell you this, you are going to do amazing things, great things, to say the least, and just never give up on those things. And I know I've said that line like literally 5 times in the last minute, but got to get to that 15-minute mark on how much I recorded for the video. I don't really have to, but I'm sure like I have like tons of things to say, I guess, in my head, but like I just don't know how to word it sometimes, and I'm pretty socially awkward kind of ish. If I'm like overthinking it in my head, I like freak out and don't know how to say stuff. But like sometimes like I lock in, like you'll notice when like I have like a long period where I talk about stuff, I lock in and have, the craziest things to talk about, or, I'm really motivational with how I talk about things. And I'm going to keep making videos and whatnot, and about topics, about what's going on in the world, and trying to make sure that you see the brighter side of things, and not think so negatively about not only yourself, but the things that are going on around the world, because honestly, it's probably going to get worse with, the stuff going on currently. And this channel is just going to be kind of the light at the end of the tunnel that you might need. And hey, if I help you get out of a dark place, then this channel has accomplished its mission, because this channel is always going to be a safe place for anybody and everybody. And if you ever have things that you guys want me to talk about, make sure to leave a comment on what you want me to talk about, and I will definitely talk about it in another video, because I always need ideas. Like I have ideas in my head, but sometimes I just don't know how to put it in a video format. Or if you just want to see more Minecraft gameplay, I will literally just post Minecraft gameplay on here just for you to kind of, or just put like relaxing music in the background or something, so that you can like either go to sleep or just kind of relax your mind. Because nowadays anxiety for anybody is always a million times higher than it needs to be. Or, depression levels have been really high, or suicidal rates have been extremely high over the last, decade or so, especially, after COVID and whatnot. There's been a lot of mental health issues, which there's always been mental health issues, and I think it just hasn't been looked at enough until like the last decade. Mental health has become a really big thing, because even in 911 services, especially like in the fire services, they've made it a really big thing now that mental health is really important, because a lot of firefighters were committing suicide because of the things that they've seen or have done. Like working in that environment is really stressful, and feeling like you have nobody to talk to, or that you're weaker because you're talking about your feelings and whatnot, that led to a lot of firefighters just holding in their emotions. And it led to a pretty high suicidal rate in terms of firefighters and whatnot. And obviously you don't want to see that, and like you don't want to see one of your friends do that, when like one of your working buddies and whatnot. Obviously, like if that would happen to one of my friends, it would have been really difficult. And I've had friends struggle with mental health like that, even including myself. I've been in situations like that before, but you just learn how to fight it and become a better person at the end of the day. Anyways, I have been rambling on for almost 14 minutes, and kind of proud of myself for even ranting that long. But like once I lock in, man, I can freaking, cook with my words and whatnot. But sometimes I do ramble on for too long, and there's gonna be one day where I make like an hour-long video of me just ranting about life and whatnot, and I have to make so many cuts, because like I'll have a brain fart and not know what to freaking say, so I have to like cut and like try to get my words in the right spot and whatnot. And yeah, if you want to continue to listen to my shenanigans and listen to what I have to say in future videos, or if you just want to watch Minecraft videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a like on the video. And just leave a comment down below what you want to see more on the channel, or what you want me to talk about. And just continue to support the channel so I can get my videos out there, and that I can find more people, because I know that mental health is a really big struggle nowadays. And I've always wanted this channel to kind of blow up, not in the sense of like a money-making way, but, just to reach people so that they can have a safe place to kind of understand where, that they're not alone, and that they can talk to somebody, or, feel heard, and that they're, you know, there's people out there that have gone through very similar situations, and, you know, maybe at one point we'll have it to where we share, you know, stories and whatnot, but that's obviously a stretch. And these videos never do crazy. My shorts do pretty good, but the videos never really get out there. But you never know, you know, YouTube has a magical way of sending videos out there, and maybe this is that hit video that, you know, everybody sees. But if it's not, you know, I'm gonna keep going, or I might not upload until next year. But I'm kind of motivated to upload on this channel again, so you know, bear with me with you know, recording this on CapCut and it being extremely low quality. But I hope to see you guys in the next video, whenever that may be. I'm not gonna have a consistent upload schedule, but, you know, there might be a video here and there, and I'll talk to you guys soon. I will catch you later. I hope you have a wonderful day or night, depending on where you are, and I'll see you guys in the next one.